Alright, so we're going to do a pod review today on the pepper right here. These peppers are called the Black Bhutlah. Now, I've grown a brown Bhutlah in the past, and the difference really between the brown Bhutlah and the Black Bhutlah is the brown Bhutlahs are elongated, they're much longer, and are really hot and nasty pods. The Black Bhutlah is supposed to be just as hot, but it's not going to be an elongated pod, it's going to be a very large pod like this one. So you can see here that is just incredibly nasty looking. You can see it has a lot of brain features in it, and I really don't want to taste test this thing, to be honest with you. But just to give you an idea of the flavor, forget about the heat. I can tell you the heat's going to be 1,000,000 plus on this. I know that, I can tell you that right out the gate, but I'm more concerned about the taste, because I'm sure you guys want to know what the taste of that is, all right? So let me turn you all around and give it a go. Alright guys, here we are. We are doing another pod review today, and on this pod review on the Black Bhutlah, I am not looking forward to this thing at all. I've already done a pod review on the brown Bhutlah, and that is a miserable experience. I don't know how you guys eat this stuff. Oh man, I'll grow them. How's this sound? I'll grow these super hots. I'll create the hottest peppers in the world, and you guys can eat them. Because I ain't eating them, because I know how dangerous these things can be. But anyway, this is the Black Bhutlah. This one's not fully ripe yet, so I'm hoping it doesn't get a bad flavor to it, or a tangy. That tangy flavor sometimes associated with that heat can really bring on a gag reflex. So you just got to get by that part and, you know, see how you fare well with it. But again, this is the Black Bhutlah. This is definitely true to form. You can see how rigidy and gnarly this thing is. This thing is absolutely evil looking, and again, I feel sorry for the people who eat this thing, because you got to really have some real high pain tolerance to eat some of these peppers, and this one's going to be a hot one. Pretty confident of that. So without any further ado, let's give it a go. Always got to check for mold. Tangy. Wow, that thing's got some heat on it, man. It was tangy, had a fruity, typical fruity type of Trinidad scorpion flavor. But if you've ever eaten a Bhutlah, you'll know that the Bhutlahs kind of have a slightly different type of flavor and effect. So the Bhutlah, this definitely tastes more like a brown Bhutlah than a Trinidad scorpion. But it's definitely not the same thing. The brown Bhutlahs are very long and elongated and are very gnarly and really, really hot. These are generally shorter, stockier, and they look more like what you see here. Now the heat is coming in. This is a creeper heat. It's really, really hot. It's got my saliva glands going, and it's burning the whole end of my tongue right now. Pretty good. So far, nothing to scream about, though. But that's too early to say that, because some of these peppers, they might take as long as a minute and a half. I did swallow some of the juice, but I had to spit the rest out. That tangy flavor is just, it's bringing on like a gag reflex a little bit for me. I'm really not a big fan of that super tanginess with that ultra heat. Doesn't work too well with me. Okay, the heat's coming in good now. It's starting to pound. It's stinging. It's the whole end of the tongue is burning. Tonsils in the back are burning. A little bit going down the throat. It's warm down the esophagus. Oh my God. Now the pain's really ramping up. It took a little while to ramp that heat up. It's really starting to ramp up, but it's not that bad compared to 7-Pop bubblegum, for example. That is really bad, that pepper. That one's really bad. That one's very, very bad. This one's so far not as bad. I would definitely put this heat somewhere close to a boot, if not right around the boot heat, which is like 750,000, 800,000 Scovilles, somewhere in that range. It's already starting to come down a little bit. A little bit disappointed with that. but it's still stinging. It's still there. It's a continuous sting. It doesn't let up. It stays stinging. It's the type of pepper that stays stinging all the way to the very last second it's there. And it's just, it's got the whole tongue, the side of the tongue, the back of the throat. A little bit on the lips, but that might be because I'm licking my lips a little bit. But not all peppers do that to me. It's loosening up like the phlegm and stuff in my throat. And it's kind of getting into my sinuses a little bit on the eyes. But other than that, it's not as bad as others peppers. It's nowhere close to the Hellraiser pepper. I just did a recent review on the Hellraiser, the one with the purple inside. It's nowhere near that thing. That thing is freaking scary hot. This is manageable. If you can eat a Bhutlah, so far you could do it with this one. Now, can I say that for all those pods? I don't know, man. Some of those pods were big too. You eat a whole one of those things, you're going to really, really be in deep water there. That's going to be probably too much for you. But then again, there's guys out there who eat these things and they don't even bat an eyelash. I don't know how these guys do it. Honestly, I really don't. There's just some people who can just... It's not even the pain. It's not a matter of the pain. A lot of people say, oh, he's just got high pain endurance. No, it's more than that. He can physically... He has a part in his brain that can physically turn off the mechanisms associated with gut cramps and sickness. And I don't have that mechanism. What you see me do and me go through, I'm a regular person. I'm just like you guys, really. And when you see me go through this, this is what you're going to end up feeling. Now, those guys you see, they don't bat an eyelash. They're not regular people. They're like, they're special in ways. You know, not everybody can do that. Some of us get affected deep down inside our system. And I try to do these pod reviews as a regular person. Somebody who don't generally eat super hot peppers. Not like this. In cooking, you're fine. When eating them raw like this, a totally different experience, guys. The heat is still there, still stinging, just like I told you. Right to that last second before the heat completely disappears, it's still biting a little bit on the tongue. It's coming down, but definitely got the heat somewhere around the boot right now. I would be caution you and say, yeah, this can easily bump over 1 million. Easily. There's no question on that. Had I grown this outdoors in full sun, those peppers probably would have got really, really hot. And I didn't really stress this plant too much. So if I stressed it and had it outdoors, you can probably get this one up there over 1 million. Just like a regular brown Bhutlah. Brown Bhutlahs, I believe, are very close to reapers. In fact, some people claim that the brown Bhutlahs are hotter than reapers. That's what they claim. And these are from guys who eat these things whole. And they know what they're doing, you know, when it comes to eating these peppers. And if they're turning around and saying that these things are hotter than reapers, you got to watch, man. Some of the heats can go up on these things dangerously high, you know, especially if you're stressing your plants. But anyway, that's really it for the brown Bhutlah. My take is on this thing. What is the most important feature about this thing that I found interesting? Well, the aesthetics of this thing is absolutely incredible looking. The convolutions and the grooves on this thing, it's just absolutely amazing looking. As far as the flavor was nice. It has that Trinidad flavor, you know, that scorpion Bhutlah type flavor. But the main thing is that citrusy type of flavor that came in really strong in the beginning. That was very noticeable. That was the most prominent thing about this pepper that I can say. It's very pronounced with it, is that citrusy type of flavor. Now, that could be because it's not totally ripe. When these get totally ripe, they get a nice, rich, deep, dark brown. They almost look kind of black. So I kind of ate this one a little bit early. But if you let them ripen all the way, they will kind of get that deep, rich, dark brown to it. The skin on it gets dark, but the inside kind of stays like a light brown like that, or slightly browner than that. It's generally really darker on the outside. That's why they called it the Black Bhutlah. Because if you really put these in the sun, they will really almost look like they're getting black. So my take on it is, give it a go. If you're a hot pepper guy and you like growing hot peppers and you want to try something new, give the Black Bhutlah a try. It's a little bit different than the brown Bhutlah. You might like it, you might not like it. The only way to know is to actually grow it out and see for yourself. All right, so that was just a quick video on the Black Bhutlah. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.